I have supported H.R. 2353, the Highway Trust Fund bill. It's only a 2-month extension. It expires this month on May 31st, and this extension carries us out to the last day of July. Now this buys a little more time, and Congress has had difficulty getting things done on time. I would like to have held the line on this and said, let's get a real solution in place, but I can see a real solution would not be in place. And so I supported the extension. Here are the circumstances. That this $1 of road use tax fund that comes from your gas tax dollars or your user fee dollars is broken up this way. About 3% goes to trails, 17% of that dollar goes to mass transit, about 20% goes to Davis-Bacon wage scale, a federally mandated union scale for the construction work, and about 28% goes to environmental and archaeological components of the transportation. In other words, looking for arrowheads and mitigating wetlands, those kind of things. That leaves only about 32 cents out of every dollar to go to roads and bridges. I have long said to our Department of Transportation, to our interest groups, mount an effort to change the formula so that the gas tax dollar, the user fee, is going to build roads and bridges. And so I have introduced an amendment to this bill, H.R. 2353, the King Amendment, is an amendment that takes the environmental and archaeological costs out of the trust fund as an expense and puts it over into the general fund, where we are already subsidizing the trust fund with general fund dollars because there's not enough money in the user fee or the gas tax. And that amendment was turned down by the Rules Committee. We've got 2 more months now to work this thing to get my amendment approved so that we can have a vote on the floor and start to change this formula so that your gas tax dollar goes to roads and bridges, because that's what gets worn out when gas burning and diesel burning vehicles drive on our roads and cross our bridges. That doesn't go to we're not wearing out mass transit or trails, or we don't need to have a federally mandated union scale. And it's to everybody's interest, if it's our interest at all, to protect the archaeological and environmental components. Of course it is. I support those components too. But it's everybody in America's responsibility, not just those that drive on our roads. So only 1 out of every $3 are going to roads and bridges. Let's change that back around and invert that formula. That's what I'm working for. Hopefully we can get that done before the end of July.